Hi, everyone. I'm immigration attorney John Khosravi. Thank you for joining us today, Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific time on December 22nd, here to take your live questions about U.S. immigration law, general education stuff. You need to consult with an attorney in private to really get definitive answers on your specific issue. But we take your questions here about 2 years now, every Wednesday, taking your questions live. So we keep the streak alive. Before we start, I want to remind everybody who's watching live and for those who watch the video to come and tune in live Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Pacific time, because what we do is we give away free consultations for live viewers. And that includes a free 15-minute video consultation to discuss your case in private. To be able to take part in this, if you're watching this, just click like, subscribe, and leave a comment saying consultation. And every 10 minutes, so it's a 30-minute show, we have 3 free consultation giveaways, raffles. Every 10 minutes, my assistant will name a person that applied for it, and we'll name you off, and we'll give you instructions on how to schedule the private consultation. And also, for those who are interested in doing a fiance or marriage case to learn more about it, want to learn more about it, just visit our website, marriageimmigrationlaw.com. And what you'll find is the ultimate marriage green card guide there, a real good breakdown of the whole process in a lot of detail. The best thing you'll find out there, and it's free. Just go to marriageimmigrationlaw.com to better understand the process before you even hire an attorney, so you go in prepared to know what questions to ask. And with that, let's get things started. So, it's Tenzin, viewers, good to see you. Good to see you as well, Tenzin. Thanks for joining. We have different regular viewers tuning in right now. The immigration system, it kind of is like everything slows down a little bit during December, but not too much. It can be more than already things are slower. In the U.S. side, it's not too bad when it comes to adjusting the status, but things like work permits and stuff are still taking forever. In the embassy portion, God knows how long that's going to take. So that's a miserable thing to deal with. But different parts have different speeds. So, like, for example, if you're marrying and getting a green card through marriage, if you're married to a U.S. citizen, it's relatively fast, despite what the processing times say for the various service centers for like an I-130 petition. Some will say it takes 2 years, 3 years. I was looking up a spouse of a green card holder case. They said it takes, like, I don't know, 24 months to 50 months, some ridiculous kind of numbers, which is not true. Usually it's done in 18 to maybe 20 months or something like that. Typically for my cases, I've seen it done in 4 or 5 months even, and U.S. citizens half that time. But these delays exist. So if you're a green card holder filing for spouse, it just gets more and more delayed on that aspect. But the timelines that they quote don't always match reality. But that's the thing. Some stuff is fast, some slow. It is very, very frustrating. There's this talk about humanitarian parole, a special permission to be able to come into the United States because of humanitarian reason. That's an unknown thing, how long it'll take too. Tens of thousands of people have applied for it. Many people from Afghanistan. They don't have enough staff to review this. So it's an unknown system, and we get a lot of questions on the show about timelines. There's no real way to give a good answer to that. We give general kind of stuff with averages we've seen recently but things change on a dime. And just because an average time for something is a certain amount, it doesn't mean it's the same for your case. So patience is the name of the game when you're dealing with U.S. immigration. So let's take a question. Noah asks, hi, John. I'm a U.S. citizen living overseas. Would the rest of my family qualify for NIE visa should the U.S. borders close down due to COVID? Well, it's hard to guess in the future, because every time they shut down the borders, the president has to issue an executive proclamation. And based on that proclamation, they specify who's subject to it and who is not. But if you're a U.S. citizen, normally based on previous travel bans, based on COVID, if you're a spouse of a U.S. citizen or a minor child, then it's okay. But when you say my family qualify, well, maybe if you have a son or daughter that's above a certain age, then they wouldn't. So it really depends on what's going on. It depends on what's going on in your case, and what the relative is, who it is, and the travel ban proclamation that's issued to know what's going on there. Not able to tell you per se more than that, because it just varies. But if you are thinking about your spouse, for example, usually they satisfy it. But who knows? Maybe things go crazy and they ban them too. So what I'll be thinking about, if you are planning on eventually moving to the United States, start the process for getting green cards for your family members, for example, spouse or minor children, so that they have that protection. But if you're going to continuously live overseas, getting a visa for them might not be the best thing to do or feasible. You can always start the process with Form I-130 and not finish it up until you need to finish it up. So you should definitely consult an attorney in private if you have any plans of doing something like that or moving back to the United States. all that kind of stuff. But thank you for the question, Noah. Santa asks, if I take unemployment benefits, is there any bad effect to applying for citizenship? So unemployment benefits are a state benefit that you pay into when you're working. So it's nothing bad on itself. You paid it. It's like money you're paying into a pension program that you get paid back when the need arrives. So unless you commit fraud by lying to get the unemployment benefit, like a crime, there's nothing wrong with getting unemployment benefits because it's you're getting your money back. You paid into it, so it's your right. COVID Khalid asks, hi JQK, on the average, how long does it take for USCIS to finish biometrics and background checks? And also, if my biometrics have been applied to my application, does my does that my background is done? There's no answer to any of this question. There are no averages, and so it varies. For right now, have U.S. citizen marriage cases that are getting their receipt notices for adjustment of status marriage along with the biometrics on the same day. It's that fast. And then I have employment-based cases where people are getting the green cards for employment, where what is it, October, 3-4 months have passed, and we still haven't received a biometrics notice. And then once you get the fingerprints in, every case is different. Someone's background might be very simple and they can look it up. Someone might have convoluted background, requires some more research. So there's no averages to any of this stuff, but it's not really something I think or care about if I was you. If you don't have any issues or something like that, then there's nothing to worry about. If you're from certain countries, yeah, there's gonna be something to worry about. Then there's nothing you can do about it. It really depends on a lot of individual information. I don't have an average answer that I can give to you because you're not an average person. You're you, and so we always have to look at it in that way. But thanks for the question. Abiodun, one of our regulars, says, hi, John. Merry Christmas. Good to see you. Thank you, Abiodun. Thank you. Good to see you again. And God bless you. Merry Christmas to you and your family. User 39 asks, I'm a U.S. citizen. Can I file a petition for my mother and sibling under 21 at the same time? So it's a very important question. It comes up a lot. Yes, if you're a U.S. citizen, you can apply for your sibling and your mother. They're separate petitions, so keep that in mind. And so you have to file for your mom an I-130 and I-130 for your sibling under 21. However, practically speaking, that's problematic because the case for your mom under normal conditions, let's say before COVID, would take 1 or 2 years to complete. The petition for your sibling could take 10, 15, 20 years. And so, it becomes a problem. Depending on how old your sibling is the maneuver on this is that we first file for the mother. They get their green card. They immediately turn around and apply for their child, your sibling who's under 21. And that's the fastest way to get both of them coming here. But it depends on how old your sibling is and if your mother could get her green card in time to be able to reapply while the child's under 21. Even if they go over 21, it's still faster for a green card holding mother to petition for their over 21 single child, not married. If they're married, the case goes away. Then waiting for a sibling petition, brother, sister case, because it takes so long. So there's a lot of planning, strategy, timing, maybe expedite requests that need to be done to get a case like this through. But your basic question, can you file for both of them? Yeah, it's possible, but it gets, as always, more nuanced than that, and you have to strategize. And that's where a lawyer comes in to talk about planning it out. A good lawyer who thinks through to the far down in the future, not just immediately what's in front of him. So if you're interested in having a consultation, just email the office info@jqqlaw.com. However, we do get free video consultations for those watching live. Just write consultation, like and subscribe, and my wonderful assistant Kayla will announce the winner in a few minutes. So keep an eye on that. Mosaib Khan asks, greetings JQK. Hi, my wife, a U.S. citizen, applied for my I-130 while in the United States, and currently she's traveled to Saudi Arabia where I reside. Will she need to travel back to U.S. for anything? Yes. So if unless she's working for an international company of some sort, it's very specific kind of company. So for the U.S. government, for your case to be finished, your wife has to either be domiciled and living in the United States or intend to move with you at the time your green card is issued. Now, that second part where I say have to move with you once the green card is issued is not adjudicated the same everywhere. And so some embassies, some consular officers will say, no, I want to have proof that your wife's living in the U.S. Give me a lease and work thing and any proof that you have you're living there. They're going to be really strict on it. But some embassies are not. My guess is in Saudi Arabia, they're going to be strict. So get the I-130 approved, and then you have to plan out. Go talk with a lawyer, schedule a private consultation, info@jqqlaw. It's my website email to see what you need to do. Maybe you push back finishing off the case, at least get the I-130 approved, but hold off on finishing consular processing until you know you're going to move here or plan it out properly. But eventually, for you to get the green card, she has to either be living here or intent to file soon. But it depends on what's going to happen with the consular officer, how they interpret these rules. Plus, there's an affidavit support requirement. If your wife's not working in the United States, doesn't have U.S. income, that could be problematic and need a joint sponsor. Now, I do want to announce our raffle winner, user 397992601. Wherever you're watching this, take a screenshot of where you're watching this so I can see your username and that is you, and email it to me at info@jqqlaw.com, and we can schedule a free 15-minute video consultation to talk about the case in more detail. Again, that's user 397992601. Just take a screenshot, email it to me, and we'll schedule a private video consultation. For those just tuning in, we give out free video consultations. We've got 2 more left. Every 10 minutes we do it. So in 10 more minutes and 10 minutes after that, at the end of the show, we'll announce the winners, and you get a free video consultation. Just to participate, just like and subscribe wherever you're watching this. Subscribe to the channel, like this show, this video, and we'll write consultation so we know you want to do it. We'll take it from there. So next question is from Coeli Cabisa. Hey, sir, I submitted my case in April. I've done biometrics, but I didn't get my working card, your work permit. Yeah, those work permits are taking a long time, unfortunately. Usually you're taking 8 to 10 months on average right now, sometimes faster. But if you did in April, that's the 4th month. Hopefully you'll get it this month or January, February, but that's pretty typical right now. Christoph asks, hi, John. I sent my passport in Cape Town. It was sent back to me because of the travel ban. Now I'm forced to book for an interview, but no dates. What can I do? Unfortunately, the embassy is supposed to do the interviews and still issue the visa, but you won't still be able to enter the United States unless you stay outside of South Africa for 2 weeks. But practically speaking, the embassy will just say we're not staff and we're not doing interviews. So what can you do? I can't give individual legal advice because you might have some sort of exception that may allow you to do something. But for a majority of people that are in South Africa going through the situation you're going through, there's not much you can do other than wait, unfortunately. User 168 asked, last November night, my marriage interview was with the officer and my case has been pending. Sometimes it's pending. I don't know. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to hear that. It may not be a problem, maybe a problem. I can't say for sure. I don't know the case, and I don't know what's going on in USCIS mind, but it's just not much I can do about that. I'm sorry to hear that. Muhammad Haufas, I've not received my response from USCIS for more than 3 months. I'm guessing you got a request for evidence and you submitted that and they still responded. It could take as long as they want to take if that's what the situation is. I don't know. Maybe they didn't get it and so they haven't responded. So we have to really see what's happening and follow up, and maybe hopefully it was mail tracking and stuff. Westside Khan asks, also, does me being born in Saudi Arabia rather than India speed up my processing times for I-130 or DS-260? Not for a marriage-based case. If you're doing an employment-based case, yeah, it'll be a big deal, big deal. But for a marriage case, no, the location of marriage right now doesn't make much of a difference. Hearttaker asks, how do you divorce? We should talk with a family law, a divorce attorney. I don't handle divorce law, and you should talk to an attorney in your state. User 39 says, thank you, God bless you. Thank you. Simon asks, hello, I'm a U.S. citizen, over 21. I applied for my parents. They're currently in India. Their case is in the embassy. They have a B1 visa as a tourist visa. Can they travel here to U.S. and bring the case here? Well, I'm not allowed to say for you to do that. When you have a B1 or a B2 visa, that's a tourist visa. And a tourist visa says, I'm coming to visit the United States without the intent to stay or apply for a green card. I'm going to leave. But if you know already beforehand that you're only going to use this tourist visa with the actual intent of staying in the United States, well, that could be problematic. That could be considered misrepresentation or fraud. Practically speaking, this happens all the time and nothing bad happens. There are cases that say it's okay, unless, they go and lie to the officer's face or something like that. But I can't recommend someone does that. If your parents, are interested in visiting, and once they're here, like I had a client who was from India, parents came to visit, what the I-130 was pending. And while they were here, their grandchild got really sick and they had to be in the hospital for an extended period of time. And their tourist visa was about to end. And they didn't even want to stay here, but they had to because the kid. And I said, you know what? Why keep extending a tourist visa? You're going to be here longer because the grandchild needs help and you want to be the family together. Just file for adjustment status. We have proof, reason they had a return ticket. The intent when they came in wasn't to stay, but the situation changed. We have proof of that. And so they never really get into USCIS, but we filed it. So, but for me to tell you, yeah, misuse the tourist visa to come in to adjust, I can't say that because that would be, perpetuating potential misrepresentation fraud. I'm not allowed to do that. But that's the whole situation with that. Our Hamarkam says, is there any way I can expedite my wife's I-485 interview on humanitarian grounds if USCIS is not responding? Very rarely. I mean, what are the humanitarian grounds? What difference does it make? You have to have a good reason and proof and all that kind of stuff. Ours says Congress also involved, no results. Yeah, I mean, everyone wants to expedite their case. So what's different than your case that would, need that? So that's about it. Glenn asks, I just found out that my girlfriend, who is a green card holder, has been registered to vote and has voted in a federal election. What are the repercussions? Unfortunately, the repercussions for voting in a federal election are deportation, removal from the United States. So if they find out, they're just going to put you in court, finish up a court case, and send the person back home. Unless there's just no way to fix that. It's really, really it's like the death sentence. And so that's about it, unfortunately. Mahalik asks, expedite time for interviews. I'm not sure what your question means. I don't know how to answer that, so I don't have an answer for that. Aram asks, my case is ready to be scheduled for interview, but no interview yet. Yeah, unfortunately, you just have to wait, and when they're ready, the local field office is going to schedule your interview. Mississippi Mystery asks, I entered to USA on a B2 visa on May 9th and married a U.S. citizen in September and filed my case in December. Is that fine, or will it take me as an overstay? If you're married to a U.S. citizen, it doesn't matter, should be fine. When you marry, one is, if you file for a green card case timely, while it's pending, they're not going to bother you, but especially if you're married to a U.S. citizen, overstaying doesn't matter. So probably, I don't know your individual case to be able to advise. There might be other nuanced kind of stuff, but generally speaking, that's not an issue. Tenzin asks, how long does it take to receive an N14 from USCIS? N14 is when USCIS does a naturalization or citizenship interview, and they ask you for more evidence or notice intent to deny or something like that. There is no time it's just whenever USCIS wants to do it. It could be months and months and months. There's no fixed time for that. Aram calls off serious medical condition reason. Aram, you could always make requests. I would need a ton of more detail, as with USCIS and documentation. But I don't know what medical condition. I just don't know. It depends on the facts of your case. So schedule a time to talk with the attorney in private before you even done the expedite, or I'll contact the congressperson. It's very important when you do an expedite request, you got to put your best foot forward, express the case in the best way, in the quickest and shortest way possible so they understand it, and have good documentation for it to have your best chances of success. And there's a lot of luck in it, depending on who's going to be reviewing the case. So when you just say serious medical condition, there's not enough information to answer, and this isn't the appropriate place for me to give individual legal advice. So I'm sorry to hear that there's medical conditions, but I don't have any more information to help you on that. Says, is there any way for USCIS not expedite for? I don't know, so that goes with that. Stella, hi Stella, good to see you. Stella is a friend. Hello, John. I've been a resident almost 2 years. What if I get married? Should I wait more 3 years to apply for citizenship, or just 1 year to complete 3 years like a resident? So if you've been a resident for 2 years, and congratulations on finding somebody and stuff, it's different. So you, at this point, it's not going to make a difference in your citizenship. You'll have to wait the full 5 years. If you marry a U.S. citizen today, you have to wait 3 years after getting married, living together, for the faster version of citizenship. But because you already have 2 years as a green card holder and the additional 3 years of marriage, it's all going to end up as 5 years. So you're going to have to wait the full 5 years before you can file for U.S. citizenship. Just email me. You know how to connect with me. We know each other, and we can talk more about it private if needed. User 955 says, I submitted my I-751 August 2020, and after 60 months, still no answer. Is this a normal time frame? Yes, for the form I-751 removal of conditions, the time frames of 16, 18, 20 months, 2 years is pretty normal. It's so normal that USCIS automatically gives you a 2-year extension on your green card once you file the I-751 case, because they expect things to take that long. Now I have cases I-751 that get done in 4 or 5 months, but I have ones that are pending 18, 19, 21. So that's not abnormal. I-751s are not a priority for USCIS. Citizenship, the marriage case itself, initial adjustment are higher priority. They put more attention to that, less resources to form I-751. They've admitted so in communications. Glenn Clark says, thank you for your answer. I was afraid of that. Yeah, Glenn, I'm really sorry. It's the worst that could happen, unfortunately. Leba asks, since the ban has been lifted, we got 7 times 60 days wait email from NBC. Yeah, just because these travel bans have been lifted, there's all sorts of unofficial bans that are there. What you're referring to is the new National Visa Center policy of every 60 days or so notifying you that your case is still pending. If you've done 7 times, yeah, fortunately, that's just how it is. I don't have any more information on that. Armin says, I'm going to contact your office tomorrow morning. Yeah, just email my office. I do stuff by email. Explain what your situation is, and we can take it from there. Okay, so Armin Falls, thanks so much for answering. You're welcome. God bless you. Leo says, I'm an F2A, everything approved and received 6-day notice. Yeah, so unfortunately, getting an interview is hard at these embassies. Okay, so I do want to announce our winner for the free raffle for those watching live. Coeli Cabisa, if you're still watching, just take a screenshot of where you're watching this, and we'll do a free video consultation. So take a screenshot, email it to me at info@jqqlaw.com so I know it's you, and I'll reply with information on how to schedule it. For those just tuning in, we give away free video raffles, free video consultation raffles. One more left. We'll announce the winner in 6 or 7, 8 minutes, something like that. All you need to do is like the video, subscribe to the channel, and then just write consultation in the comments, and we'll see who wins, and we'll give another free video consultation. Video consultation, we see each other by video. I like seeing my clients. So, I have people that, I'm on video a lot and my name's out there. People abuse this and take my image and my name and try to fool people into paying them, which they're successful many times. Whenever you're contacting the JQK law firm, whether you're talking to myself or my associate, Anya Sergeyeva, we're always going to do it by video to the extent possible. Sometimes you might say, I can't do video, and I don't like that. I usually say, no, it has to be a video. But you're always going to see me. You know it's me. Never a phone call, never just by email. If you're going to do a consultation, my consultations are paid. You always expect to see me, and we're going to talk really thoroughly, and you'll be able to hear my voice, and you can see my personality, how I just talk. If it's anything different, it's fraud. So definitely the appropriate way to contact me is always by emailing me at info@jqqlaw.com. Don't send it to other emails. We had one guy who got an email called JQK Laws at an S and was fooling people like that. Some guy put my name on Facebook and contacting people and getting clients, stealing money. So be careful of this kind of stuff. There's not much I can do. I tried these websites. Facebook doesn't give a damn. They let the fraud perpetuate, unfortunately, even though I keep telling them that's a fake profile. But what are you going to do? So it's unfortunate. But all right, let's take the next question. Crystal Bass, I qualified for an interview waiver to send my documents for H-2B visa, but after my documents were sent back, my waiver is no longer available. Any light on that? No, I don't have any information on that. I have to see what's going on, but it's up to them to see what they want to do. Oluwaseyi Ojoko says, what are the process for sending an invite to someone if I'm a U.S. citizen using graduation as a major-based invitation? There is no invites. The person who wants to come visit the United States applies for a tourist visa. They go to their interview and they explain why they want to come, and that's about it. This invitation letter stuff doesn't really exist, and they don't care. They should just be able to explain what it is. Maybe have documentation, but they usually don't want to see these letters and invitations. It's good to have it maybe, but it's not what they care about. Mississippi Mister asks, I had worked with the USA military as a contractor in Afghanistan over 9 years. You think it might help my marriage-based green card case look more legit or plus on point? Not per se, because for the marriage green card case, they're trying to see if you are really in a relationship with that person. Even military contractors may get married for fraud or something like that. So that's not the primary focus that they have. It is whether you are really married. So focus on that you're a real couple. That's what your focus should be. Anas asks, do you know how long it would take for the interview at a U.S. embassy for relative U.S. citizen? No. This varies depending on the embassy and the type of case it is. So there's no fixed answers to that. Kinky asks, how long is the wait time for I-130 approval? It varies. There's 5 different categories of I-130s. It varies dramatically. So 6 actually. Immediate relatives, they deal with those differently. Each service center is different. Each relative relationship has different timelines. So there's just not enough information. Plus, averages don't make difference. Every case is different. So we're going to be wrapping up the show real quick. Waleed asks, how long does it take for a case to be approved once at the embassy? There's no answer to that. It depends on however long the embassy takes. Could be a week or 2 for the embassy to complete it. Could be months. And then you have to wait for the embassy, the U.S. embassy, to schedule a time. So there's no answer to that. And I don't have question. There's no answer to these kind of questions. I can give general kind of stuff we talk in private once I know your specifics of your case, but it still doesn't make a difference. There are no reliable timelines. That's the only truth out there when it comes to these kind of questions. But I want to thank everyone who joined today. It was a great show. I had a lot of fun. If you have interest in scheduling a consultation, email my office at info@jqqlaw.com. And for that matter, our winner of our final lottery raffle consultation is Mississippi Mister. Please take a screenshot of where you're watching this. Thanks for coming on the show again. And email it to me at info@jqqlaw.com so I know that's you that's emailing me. And we'll schedule a free video consultation real quick, talk about what's going on with your case. For those just tuning in, every week, Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific time, we do these live video chats. And if you're watching live, you have the chance to win a free video consultation at raffle. Just join in next week and we'll try to get you in. Hopefully you'll win it. If you're interested in doing a fiance visa marriage case, what you got to do is download the Ultimate Marriage Green Card Guide at marriageimmigrationlaw.com, marriageimmigrationlaw.com, and you're going to learn a lot of information about the marriage green card process, fiance process, all the stuff you need to know before you get started. Thank you everyone for joining. God bless. Be safe, and we'll catch you next week. Bye-bye.